দেখিছেনে নাই এবাৰ?
Sir, দেখি পাইছো sir।
Okay, start then.
Sir, our stopwatch to on কৰি দিওঁ যেন. Okay, good afternoon to all. Myself, Amajit Boruah. Today, I with my friends, Abir Banerjee and Milon Bora would like to give would like to propose our idea on SynthoScribe. It's a hybrid AutoML and explainable AI-driven storyteller. So let's start. এইটো কি হ'ল? কি হ'ল? So these days, artificial intelligence has changed the market that was of the storytelling. These days, there are various apps which can give you stories in seconds, and the hardcore readers or the general public, they if they liked something or the stories, then they had to wait for months and years to get the update on the next one. But using our storyteller, they can do it in seconds, and also they can customize the story as much as they want, because we will be taking their feedback and improving upon it every time. So let's start and see how we will do that. So our storytelling model comprises of both AutoML and explainable AI to generate and interpret the stories. And we'll be doing that by asking users some questions. Now you may be asking what type of questions you will be asked, but at first the user has to create an account. So he has to provide his basic, you can say, information like username, age, region, email, etc., etc., and there may be more. So based on this, we can do that in the future work, because in future work we plan to do many things with the informations also. So the questionnaires will be asked, and this feedback is a very important thing, because based on it, the story will be generated to the preference of the user. So what type of question you think may be asked? Suppose for character development, not every question will be asked, but from here maybe two or one, like that the question will be asked. So for character development, suppose we ask who is the main character, or what the main character's name may be, like that. And for setting, you may ask, is the setting in the past, present, it is in the medieval, it is in the, you can say, which country it takes place in. And resolution, how the story concludes, is there a moral lesson to be learned, or audience, who the audience is intended for, you can say, for small children. You cannot write something that was meant for, you can say, the general public or the adults, because the adults will not like that, it's too childish, they will say. At the same time, it will be too horrifying for the you can say, small children to study the adults story. So let's go to AutoML. So AutoML is a, you can say, library, a model generator. So AutoML, takes the raw data and transforms it into a model, and the part that it does is like taking input, then it the black box here, in the diagram shows, is actually a really a black box thing. So they prepare the data, then do the feature extraction, then algo selection, because there will be too much algos, then optimization and evaluation, and at last we'll get the output. So AutoML in our story generator will act as the main frame, because it will be the one to generate the story based on the questionnaires, user questionnaires. So the user will be giving his information, giving his feedbacks, and through it, the data will be collected. Then the model will train the data using the collected data. Then the story will be generated from the model, from the trained model. Then the story will be interpreted by using the explainable AI. So what is explainable AI? Now, explainable AI or XAI is a set of processes or methods that allow humans to comprehend and trust the results and output created by machine learning. That said, that explainable AI in general is used to explain. You can say it used to explain, to understand, explain, to justify. These all things are used by explainable AI. So the things that the AutoML will be given is in the black box. To explain it, we will use XAI. So how the XAI will be used in our, you can say system. So XAI, the story structure will be seen by XAI. Then you can say it will think of the themes. Suppose you can say a hardcore reader wants to know why they reached this conclusion, not that which he thought. So he can do that by asking explainable AI, and the explainable AI will see the story structure, match his question, and see the themes, then the character development, and will provide the answer as to why it happened. So moving on, we have a model that is continual learning model. So as to the more the user uses it, the better the you can say the model will be familiar with it, familiar with the user, so as to give him the personalized treatment more, and not to ask the repeated question because nobody likes it. So let's start how we'll do it. We'll use by collecting data. The user will provide his data to the database. Then the data analysis, the collected data will be analyzed based upon the patterns and trends. The pattern, suppose he likes fantasy and he always wants it to be a fantasy story, and trends like what is the general trend of his, like he always likes it MC being overpowered, like that. So now model update. See the user's feedback and the analyzed data, both will be seen and you can say compared, and they will be later updated so as to update the program based on the user's feedback, also the analyzed data that he wants. Then the updated model will be tested upon the based upon the matrices and also the user's feedback, because user's feedback is really matters in this case. It really matters. And then they will be moving up onto the tested model, and later the tested model will be deployed out to the SynthoScribe, that is our system, and we'll get the you can say the new story and a more personalized version of it. So ethics, now you may be asking why ethics, because we are a story generator, so there are many things that we cannot give the user even if he wants it. For example, if they say something about a, you can say a differently able person, if they want him to be like this, or suppose they want something regarding a particular you can say religion, we cannot provide them because it goes upon the ethics, and in the long term it may create, because we are using the continual learning model, so it may create algorithm bias, and nobody likes it because it will be a conflict in the users. And to resolve that, we are planning to give ethics a very important you can say part, and future scope. So for the time being, we are only able to do the analysis and implementation based upon a single user. But in future, we want to recognize the patterns, trends of, you can say, as a multi-user, on a multi-user basis. For example, age group from 19 to 20, like they like fantasy stories more. Suppose from 30 to 20, 30 to 35, they like the realistic story. So based upon like that, we want to do it. And second point is that we want to implement multilingual model, so as to who doesn't understand the English, and they can use their own mother tongue to use our system. And at last, I would like to conclude by saying that our you can say the system always wants to give importance to personalization of the user's creativity, and also what he wants, we want to give it in the broad sense. And this purpose is still in proposed system is still in the implementation phase, and hence we do not have the prototype now, but we believe in the near future we'll have the entire system ready. Thank you. Any question?
Okay, so first come to the title slide. Okay. So how come that you have considered this title for your project, SynthoScribe?
SynthoScribe is a, you can say, mixture of many things, because syntho in Greek, it also means you can say sentient. Synth means sentient, so it's a sentient thing. And also syntho also can be said to be a synthetic, because we are the AI is providing the story, so it makes synthetic. And scribes in the, you can say, history, were the ones who wrote the, you can say, stories, and also kept record of the historical facts. So that's scribe. So together they make synthetic, you can say, the scribe. For that reason, we are using SynthoScribe.
Okay, well, good choice. The next thing is that there are so many, you can say, systems, or you can say some frameworks, so many storytelling machines are there, and still you try to work on this particular theme. Why so?
Sir, yes, there are many storytelling, you can say, softwares out there, but we wanted something that will give the user the freedom and more personalization, because they have it, they will generate the story based upon, you can say, your own preference, similar to ours, but they will never do the continual learning model, because as much as the user uses our model, the more the model will be familiar with him. And so the questions and the, you can say, the generation of story will be more personalized to the user, as to, you can say, as to other stories, because they just do it in a general sense. And you can say some stories can be repeated, which are those who use LLM models. But here the story will never repeated, because it based upon the feedback of the users.
Well, then can you tell me three search works that you have found in the literature review part, which
Yes, sir.
actually
So
inspires you to go for this particular title, or you can say go for this combination?
yes, sir. So there were three main ones. There were one who uses explainable AI, and you can say an LLM to make a storyteller. So LLM, based on its large, you can say, database, you will think about your story, and the explainable AI will explain the story to you. And another one was the AutoML part. It didn't have explain AI to explain the things. So AutoML, you give the story, you tell him the inputs, and he will make the story to you. And another one was, it used actually explainable AI, natural language processing, and LLM. So it, yes, it gives the, you can say, varieties on languages, but it also is the same as number one, but it gives the variety in terms of language. But in our case, AutoML and explainable AI with continual learning model gives you more personalization options.
So, according to you, LLM is not suitable for this type of story generation purposes or tasks. So you cannot means rely on LLM. Why so?
So because LLM, using LLM, you will keep a database. Suppose user comes and says that I want this type of story. So he will, LLM will provide it, yes. And the general story will be kept, because they keep, you can say, record. And then when the user come, next user comes, if he wants the similar, user wants the story, if it matches with the, you can say, the first user, then the same story will be given to the other. But with SynthoScribe, we want to give the more personalized version. Suppose uh, you say your MC will be your own name, MC will be from this era, and so exactly what you ask will be given to you, rather than in the LLM, because in LLM you will get the story, but it may not be always up to your personalized what you want.
Okay. Okay, good.
And
So
it
you
will
mean
be
to say
also
that each
repeated
time
in,
new user will come, then they will get a new feel, or they get a new kind of story as
yes
per
sir,
their
exactly.
choice, right?
Yes sir.
Okay. So, means if we compare this particular framework, or you can say this particular project with others in terms of space complexity, in terms of time complexity, then what's your point of view regarding that?
Sir, in terms of space complexity and time complexity, I still cannot give you the perfect answer to it, because we have not finished making it. But uh,
Any
according
idea?
to me,
Any?
it should be smaller. It should be smaller, because they are using LLMs, and unless and until the hardware is very, you can say, capable, so it will take more time. But regarding us, it will not take time because we don't have a large amount of, you can say, the LLM, a large amount of database. Yes, we also have database, but we don't have a large amount, and we can provide it in a more faster, you can say, the space capacity may be more, but the time complexity will be less.
And complexity and space
Hello, sir.
complexity, according to you, will be less. Okay. Yeah. Hello. Who is
Hello,
that?
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Abir Banerjee, sir. I wanna add something to this question, sir.
Okay.
So, sir, as we are using AutoML, so I think the time complexity will be really less, because if we use LLM and other models, the user or the person who is making the model has to compare all the algorithms and select the algorithm by themselves. But in AutoML, the model will itself select and optimize the algorithm, and it will give us the train model. So according to me, the time complexity will be less in our system.
So according to you, time complexity will be less because some kind of this comparison then optimization is going on from the AutoML side itself. So that's the reason that it may be less, but still after the implementation part, we can go for a detailed analysis of this. Obviously, this is the first presentation and this is the starting phase exactly. Okay, so we cannot assure you, but still means if we compare it logically, then obviously what Abir says is correct. Well, the next thing, can you tell me in one sentence that this the AutoML part and then EAI part? Okay, so
Okay.
these two, these two you have considered to means good integration for this particular task of story generation or story generating as per the user's own personalized choice. So means, can you tell me that what will be the outcome, means what will be the exact future scope of this project? That means if we go for industry kind of view, or you can say industry point of view, is there any particular scope associated to this project?
Yes, sir. So in industry now there
Industry
is
point
a,
of
you
view,
can
means I'm not saying that this is a kind of now if we go to an industry, if we want to deal with them that yes, we have this thing ready, so then how can we convince them that this will really generate something great or some kind of revenue makers? So how can you justify that point?
Yes, sir. So as I said before, because personalization is a very big thing, in industry also there is a conundrum, because there are many systems which are giving you, which are the storytelling systems, but they are using LLMs. Now you see, in the similar way as industry people cannot use chat GPT because your answer may be, you can say, stored there, and LLMs that maximum are using almost all, the story that you get will be kept it, and the same exact story we will get in the next time if some clauses are matched. But in case of ours, AutoML and explainable AI, we are not using LLMs. We are directly giving you the, you can say, as a hot baked story to your liking, and as much as you like to you. And also we are giving multiple options to personalize your story. Every story that is a personal thing to the, will be a personal, you can say, experience to the user. And so I believe that yes, it will have a major impact on the, you can say, industries, because first it doesn't use LLMs, and so it's not a security threat and also non-repetitive, and also because you will get your own personal stories, and the personal stories will matter a lot because it will carry out as much you want to be, what you want to be in the story. And you can say it till the ending, how it ends or how the user does certain things. This always will be decided by the user himself.
Okay, good. So
This
according
something
to
was,
you, if we go for an app, okay, if we go for selling this app, suppose if we have done with this project and then integrate to an app, then if we go for selling it, then there will be a value of this app, right? Means customer will be satisfied with our project. You mean to say like that, right? And
Yes, sir.
for that, you are saying that because of their personalization, or you can say emotion capture, because with this you can catch the emotions of the particular user, so you will be more attached to our app. So yes, that's a good point, you can say. Now, next thing, one more question, that you are three, right? Abir, Amarjit, and Milan. So what
Yes, sir.
is what will be the Abir's contribution to this project, and what will be Amarjit's contribution, and what will be Milan's contribution towards this project?
So yes, sir, Abir Banerjee in this part is
So
the team leader here.
let Abir tell him his means role.
Yes, sir.
Abir, what will
Uh,
be your role in
yes,
this
sir.
project?
Sir, I am the team leader of this project. I am leading the team, and I am also means managing the teamwork. And also, we are in the literature review. Means we have completed the literature review. So till now, we have all of three have done 10 literature reviews each. So after that, we are planning for the requirement basis and all. So like that, we are step by step dividing the work within ourselves equally, so that everyone can learn and achieve something in this project.
Okay, good. Now, Milan, can you tell me what will be your contribution towards this project? Because literature review already done, that's why we have got this particular means idea, right? So now I want to know that what contribution already Milan did, and what will be his contribution towards the project in the near future. Milan,
So,
can you hear us?
yes, sir, yes, sir.
Yes, please. Yes, Milan, please speak. Okay, Amarjit, hello, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
So on behalf of Milan,
Hello.
you can say that what we
Yes, sir.
have
On the
done, or
sir, Milon wants to say that you will be giving the, you can say,
yes, some voice is
the
coming. Please,
content
can
part
you
of
get?
our
को भी होना था
system will be given by Milon.
स्लॉट पर देखा है कभी
Some voice is coming. Please mute that.
Who?
Okay.
So you can
Now
listen now.
continue. Amarjit. Amarjit,
Sir.
please continue.
So Milan wants to say that he wants to contribute in the front end and the working in the our system of our SynthoScribe, and I want to
Okay.
look at you can say the implementation of AIs, the models. Suppose
Mhm.
AutoML and XAI. I want to work on that.
Okay, good. So have you prepared any tentative Gantt chart of this project, that how when how the schedule will be carried out, means at what phase what you will do, and how much time you actually plan to complete this whole project?
Yes, sir. Today we plan to make it, and we'll be making it after this meeting. Means
Means
we'll say
I'm
that
talking about the whole project. That is there means any
yes, sir.
particular tentative schedule you have made already?
Yes, sir. We plan to finish it by January.
Okay, next January, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, so after now, please forward the slides quickly. Next slide.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Next slide. Yeah.
Sir, as we have talked about the industrial use, I want to add something like, sir, it can be used in the educational field also. A teacher can use that to educate the small kids in the class, because reading the chapter and just iterating that, reciting it nowadays doesn't have that much impact, because nowadays everybody is into videos and audios. So the teacher
Right.
can use it
Right.
personalized chapter or lessons, and they can deliver it to the students, so it will be more impactful.
Yes. Basically, the other sciences, social sciences, and those literatures. So they are exactly what Abir says is correct. This particular work will have a great impact on such type of classes, right? Okay,
Yes, sir.
good, very good. And now next slide, please. I'm quickly observing any error. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. This part is okay. AutoML, and try to look on this diagram. I already told you about the errors. Sorry, arrows. Okay, arrows. You please connect it. And what you have said, this is a kind of black box kind of thing. And I hope that everyone got that why we are saying like that. Because how this extraction, feature extraction takes place and how the algorithms being selected after comparing with a lot of other available algorithm and then optimization done so that we are selecting the base one. But this thing is automatically done by AutoML, right? So that is a good point. Okay, next one. So we have to do data collection through questionnaire, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next. Then explainable AI, explain to justify, explain to control, explain to describe. Okay, this. So we can say XAI we have means considered because with this more interpretation is possible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next. Yeah, character development becomes very easy with explainable AI. Okay, next. So try to put these things. No, it is okay. Data analysis, data, then okay, feedback, update. So you kind of continual process, right? Reinforcement kind of learning. Okay, next. Testing is very important stage in this case. So we have to look after that. Then ethics, yes, obviously story, then personalization, emotions, all things are associated. So there are different types of ethical concerns may arise if we not take care properly, like religious, political, moral discrimination, like gender-based discrimination, whatever it is, cultural ethics. Okay, good. Next, future scope. We'll try to gather more data so that we can divide on the basis of age group, region group, like that. And also we can include our Assamese in near future also. We should not like just only saying, we have to work on that part. We have to include Assamese, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Next. Conclusion, please give the points in the bullet points,
Okay,
guys,
sir.
right? Don't forget that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, Krishna will have the entire system. Okay, next.
Sir, it's finished.
Next is go, okay. But if possible, one reference site you can keep. That those important reference you have considered for the literature review part and for having an idea about this project. In the last slide, you can keep that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And if possible, Gantt chart is if possible in a short time of this only 1 day left, then you can include a tentative schedule.
Yes, sir.
So overall, I am satisfied with your means presentation, but I want the same thing to be reflected tomorrow,
Sure, sir.
right?
Yes.
Okay, all the very best. I'm ending this session. So I hope that this tomorrow you'll perform greatly, and we'll have very soon we'll get a certificate on this, and very soon we'll go for filing a patent on this topic. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, the team.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye-bye.